Hello everybody and welcome back to our final series of the day, where everything looks very similar to our last series apart from a little bit of a change. It is the VG Gaming potential lineup as opposed to VG Gaming full lineup going up against EHOME. EHOME ended up having a 1-1 result in their previous game. Let's see how they go in this series as we'll get ourselves straight into the draft. It's already underway. ROTK, the Mon Capitan for EHOME, with lineup D2CL as well as Inflame and the man who never has his name incorrectly. Or I can't say that because the Chinese characters, it is correct for him. But it's ZYF. Or I don't know if you actually meant to say that Ziff. I should look into that. You know what? I will believe in the brain's trust, aka either Twitch chat or the people that tweet me at Toby1Dota. How do you pronounce it? Is it actually meant to be the individual character, ZYF, or is it actually meant to be like Ziff? I'm interested to know. Yeah, let's get into it. So, for the first time today, he's been banned in 4 out of our 5 games, and first pick Batrider will come in from EHOME.
10 seconds remaining.
Jumping, initiating for ROTK.
5
is
seconds
what we're looking
remaining.
at. Where Troll and Sniper will be banned out by VG Gaming potential, and we call him VG.P for short. And Storm as well as VS being banned out by EHOME. So removing their jump style heroes. I'm not seeing an answer right, and okay, my brain's trust is not helping me out right now. Unless they're behind the live stream and didn't hear the question. I'm not seeing the answer I'm searching for. No, but Nurse Shaker and a Shadow Fiend coming in from VG Gaming. Not a bad combination. Got to be careful about that Batrider, however. Depending on the Blink Dagger timing for the Batrider, that Shadow Fiend's life is going to be in a lot of peril.
Reserve time.
Nah, but no real surprises being picked up. SF, he's just too good in the mid. All you need to do, find some early souls, and you're going to win in the damage battle. And then you require a little bit of stacks, flash farm, and off you go. Doesn't even matter if you're losing. Wow. Zai. Really? Really, Zai? Glad to see you're having fun inside the chat today.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, so Lion was the pick up by EHOME.
5
So
seconds
we got the jump in. We actually got really great initiation from EHOME with just the first 2. Lion, of course, will require the Blink Dagger to be that jump in initiation, but even if he doesn't, it's still fine. Walk in range, get the Hex follow-up stun. Mana drain out. That's not really going to affect many people on this field unless VG.P are deciding to go in for something along the lines of the Brewmaster. I'm assuming it's the real Zai, considering he's modded. I doubt we modded the other Zai. Fairly certain Cap would have modded him because Zai did a couple of co-casts with Cap. It's probably about 5-6 months ago.
5 seconds remaining.
We wouldn't go back and take away his mod status, his celebrity mod status. Unless he abuses his power. You know what I do to people who abuse their power with mod status? Banned! For life! For life. Alright, Slark, Anti-Mage. Medusa should be the next ban out. If you're banning an Anti-Mage, that's just going to flag to me right now that VG Gaming want to try and go for something more of a mana intensive. So the Brewmaster as well as the Medusa flag up high. Medusa's a little bit harder to deal with, but you do have a Lion, so actually not that difficult to deal with. If you can get the first control, you just drain the mana out of her. It's not quick, nowhere near as quick as an Anti-Mage jumping in with mana burn and a mana style. But EHOME actually think it's going to be a Phoenix instead. Maybe EHOME really just don't care. Medusa would take a long time to come online. Same with the Shadow Fiend. So if EHOME decide to be a little bit more aggressive, they could, in fact, just kill off VG Gaming before this battle even begins. Bring in the old classic heroes. Let me find a lone druid, a Pugna. I'm not going to say an Aegis Proper for ROTK, because 1, he's already got the Batrider. And 2, it's Aegis Prophet after the grand final at TI, kind of after all of TI. It just scares me. More than anything else, it just scares me. I don't know what I'm going to get. I suppose variety is nice there, because then, hey, maybe you'll get something absolutely amazing, but seeing something absolutely shite from ROTK is probably more... It doesn't balance out the amazing factor. So Juggernaut's to pick up from VG Gaming. We're not looking at a high mana hero, unless that Juggernaut's going to head towards the offlane, which, if I remember correctly, they in fact did do.
Reserve time.
There was the off... I need to double check. Because I cast VG Gaming potential yesterday when they went up against C-Deck. And they ran a Juggernaut then as well. I'm almost certain. Or was that back in my... that was in my previous notes. They didn't run a Juggernaut then. They did a lot of... Oh, ho, ho!
Radiant team pick.
You know what's coming! You know what's coming!
Silencer.
Dro. It's Dro.
Dire team
Give me a Dro.
pick.
Give me a Dro.
Lycan.
Ah!
Radiant team ban.
They could still Dro, but there's not much point to it. Well, there is, because with Dro and Lycan buffing up together is brilliant, but Lycan doesn't really get any kind of advantage from it, so they just use the Visage plus the Lycan together. A Silencer pickup for
10
VG Gaming.
seconds remaining.
It's kind of weird because EHOME have two of their
5
cores which are
seconds
BKBs,
remaining.
and Line of Visage, you might stop the combination from happening with the Lion,
Reserve time.
but I'm not feeling like any hero is really being restricted by the Silencer. In the laning phase, maybe it'll make more of a difference, but what are you going to do? Like Juggernaut, Earthshaker, and Silencer? Silencer can be a nuisance, sure, but nah. By the way, I feel so denied. I feel so denied. I can pick up a server Dro. She would have been perfect to go with the Batrider. You could run the Lycan in the mid. That is one thing you could do. VG Gaming actually kind of feel like their mid hero is still missing, but they believe it's going to be a Queen of Pain. It could have been possible. So far today, Inflame's only played Sniper and Sniper, so we haven't seen really that diversity coming out from EHOME.
10 seconds remaining.
Like I want to guys in
5
the chat.
seconds remaining.
It's like, yeah, sure. Carry Silencer. Support Juggernaut. What is this?
Reserve time.
MMY? It's the only way that's going to work. Like, you literally have to be MMY to make that happen. Clockwork, the final
Radiant
ban out.
team pick.
Let's look into the offlane of VG Gaming. It would have been one of those heroes that could have caught up to the Batrider if he did manage to catch someone, but the Earthshaker Fissure can do a lot of work there. The Silencer obviously lets off Global Silence, and Batrider's like, I don't care about you. Whoop.
Dire
Mad
team
Cow
pick.
time. It is Mad Cow time. Now this is something they did run. Lin is their off-lane player for VG Gaming. I'm gonna say because I keep on thinking of Polar when I think of like the third name attached to it. I don't know why. It's just some stupid thing going on in my brain. But yeah, Lin is their Spirit Breaker
10
player.
seconds remaining.
Middle lane will probably be Yang taking up that Shadow
5
Fiend,
seconds remaining.
and that leaves our last one who'll be the Juggernaut, and he'll be played by.
Reserve time.
He's also known as XLL. He's also known as XSL, but he plays under the name SSS currently. And then your other supporters just fill in the slots. Kind of very easy. EHOME. So you know you're up against a Spirit Breaker. The Visage and Lion should be able to keep him off lane. The rotation from the Visage to the Lion won't really be that strong. EHOME need a really good laner up against the SF. If it's not a good
10
laner,
seconds
someone that
remaining.
is at least able to find some space. And the Dragon Knight. I mentioned someone not being a dragon early today, and DK did come to my brain for a short period of time. But up against the Shadow Fiend, not the funnest of lanes for him. It is Inflame taking up the Dragon Knight, so he should be in the mid lane. EHOME, I haven't seen them. Well, then again, considering today is the first time I've really cast EHOME, like I did a little bit of homework on them previously. But as far as the games to look at from EHOME, there's a couple. There's a couple. They have played a lot recently. They played up against IG. They had 2 series up against LGD. They played up against Tongfu.
10 seconds remaining.
And then their previous series up against VG Gaming.
5 seconds
And it does
remaining.
give you some level of trend. But through the games I looked at, I didn't see moving between the lanes at all. It's very, very standard. ROTK always to the off lane. Ziff, ZYF up to the top lane always, and then Inflame into the mid. And the supports, I wouldn't see it any other way. DDC as well as Lanham love these guys as support players. I wish them the best of luck as VG Potential, VG.P. This will be locked into my brain. VG.P, they kind of need the luck in this one. The community is not backing them as far as the bets go for this one. On Dota Lounge, I think it's something like 12%, if that. 15%. 15% was the last locked-in amount over on D2CL. So if they do win, then serious rares have been won, but most of those 15% I'm fairly certain will be value bets, as they are really the underdogs here, VG.P. They have potential, hence the name. So 100 runes. Juggernaut would love to just try and contest that bottom one up against ROTK. ROTK's got a little bit of support coming in behind him, so Juggernaut should be careful about doing it. And yeah, in fact, he'll sit on his high side. And he backed up. He did get a glimpse of Lanham. It's Inflame who takes the 100 rune. So at 650. This would be one of those different mids. Normally we've seen, like, with 2 branches, 2 shared tangos, as well as maybe a bracer or a wraith band or a null talisman. You then like get an extra tango, so you can be nice and aggressive in the lane. But with the Dragon Knight, you want to get the bottle up and running. Breathe Fire, bottle spam is the greatest thing you can have as far as farming goes, especially harassment as well. And Yang kind of knows also that this mid lane is all about souls. Denied. It's all about the souls. Gaining as many souls as you possibly can. And getting the upper hand up against the Dragon Knight that way. But by the time he's up heavily in the souls, you're probably going to see the Dragon Knight with a couple of points up in that Dragon's Blood. And the regeneration will be there. And that's already the bottle coming out. It'll arrive in time, about the 1 minute 30 mark, so he can do all 3 bottle charges, get the creep wave in the position he wants it, and then moves for a rune. That's the goal right there. Spirit Breaker trying to be as much of a nuisance on this top lane as possible. Got charge and greater bash, so he can go anywhere across the map and be real pain in the ass. But it means that the control as well from DDC, that Grave Chill, doesn't really do a hell of a lot. He might force the charge out from Secret, but Secret's also very much aware. Oh, RTK. It's a hole, but the hole, Juggernaut found his goal. Slipped his way through the side, turned on the spin. Nothing was going to slow him down. And RTK again. This is how their second game up against VG Gaming turned out. Now up against VG.P. RTK does not want to keep feeding this one up, but it's the downside. Depending on your Firefly timing, even if he did have Firefly, which he did, it didn't matter. Obviously he was using it. It didn't matter because the movement speed was where the advantage was. The battle for the 2-minute rune. So Inflame will just have to go begging. He actually already sent the courier back to base. Maybe not wanting to leave until he's got his bottles up. So 12-4 up against a 7-1 SF. Definitely with the advantage here. Yang doing a really good job of dragging that creep wave back as often as possible. But remember, EHOME aren't really looking to engage, looking to be as passive as possible in their lanes until their timings hit. They're looking for Lycan to have Medallion and Vladimir's, so then they can just walk inside the Rosh pit and take it. But DK, he kind of just needs to keep farming. Find levels, that's his important thing. DDC obviously needs to find level 6. Lanham needs Tranquil Boots and Blink Dagger. And your off-laner, Bat Rider, it's kind of along the same lines with the Tranquil Boots as well as the Blink Dagger. Do we get the... yeah, we get the Ring of Regen. It is going to be Tranquil Boots. Some bad riders will skip this over the preference of getting early BTs. But that is primarily a European thing to do. Also a thing to do when you feel like split pushing is really essential. Ah, RTK's in trouble. He's being... Wait, where's the... the charge is coming from base. He's going to hang around a little bit longer. Yeah, RTK's dead. In fact, the charge never even connects. So where's SB... What did he switch to? Did he switch to a creep? He didn't switch to a hero. But that's a second death now for RTK. I think it's time to go jungle. It's got 3 levels. Jungle's not really stacked. I think that's why Lanham is here. He's got 3 centaur camps and that's all. They're all only ones. Now RTK, he's not going jungle. With no stacks prepared, he can't really farm that quickly. There is 1 stack now. With the Hellbears and the Centaurs just living on top of each other. Very small room. That you can get a view. Well, DDC's been given the space on top. And rightly so. So Lycan can farm up inside the jungle. And they can get that early level 6 over on the Visage. Familiar is so critical in this game. Whoop, RTK again. I'm not going to find the vision on him. The last words are paying the butt. But he got his Firefly off, which means he didn't have the control. 4 heroes committed to that too. It's not going to stop Secret. He's jumping again. And RTK, no Firefly. He's going to get bashed deeper into the tree line, but the spin. The radius is big enough. 3rd death now for ROTK. Please stop.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is the first gank coming into mid. It's a Dire Observer Ward up on top of the hillside, but if you also notice right next to it, that's a Radiant Ward too. DDC still on at level 6.
Dire's bottom
I gave him as much space as possible. I think Lycan is going to get sick of farming up inside of this jungle. He was destined for more. Lanham. Oh, there's your stun. Tried to go for the curse. Oh, sorry. Yeah, just the last word. But Lanham. Shadow Fiend was actually able to reach that with the max range raise. So they de-ward out the Dire Observer. They kill off the Lion. And we're going 4-0. I think Rare's be in jeopardy now.
Not on my watch.
Because the Lycan, yeah, we're getting a lot of farm over on ZYF. But where's the movement coming? Like, where's EHOME still finding their advantage? There's a Dire Observer Ward here, so DDC can definitely see the Earthshaker as babysitting the top. And that means you're not going to find any kills there. Okay, maybe that is... Okay. The creep wave is pushing in, but he's going to have to come in range of the tower. So the invis room being triggered kind of seems to be for naught. But EHOME's going to play very similar to what we saw yesterday coming out from LGD. Where they play with the Shadow Shaman. And you realize, yeah, you're behind, things aren't going well in your lanes, or not perfectly in your lanes. So what do? You just take advantage of the push power. And this push power comes from the poison, from the Dragon Knight. And they're going to charge in. Bumps into the Lycan as well, with the Shadow Fiend there. Race number 1, race number 2, Lycan so low. There's no Nether Strike, obviously, up for Secret yet. So Lycan just backs out, but this tier 1 tower remains up outside of deny range. You did commit 2 cores up here, but the SF and the Earthshaker can just sit here anyway. The charge is coming into mid where Lanham's trying to find some experience. And boom, hit number 1. Juggernaut into the spin, so Lanham can't stun him. Another kill. Funny enough, it's the creep wave that takes him out this time around. But Juggernaut's getting involved in all of these kills. So we're up to 5-0. 2 kills for the Jugger. 1 Silencer, 1 SF, and 1 creep.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, Spirit Breaker gets to come back up again. He's going to find a couple more levels over on this guy, but just a Builder Giant strength. I think he's going to go in for the urn, however. But either way, with a little bit more strength behind him, charging in is going to be quite great. Bump back heroes like the Lycan, even if they do feel like they're a little bit more invincible. That Spirit Breaker at any point of the game can just find that bash, be it through BKB, be it through anything. They're charging down. He's charging so they can keep the vision on ROTK. Omni Slash is on cooldown. Okay, they're going to actually pull out of the charge. Because there's no option to really take any kind of advantage from that. I like where this fissure holds the creep wave. Like that fissure positioning, okay, it's not as perfect because the creep wave came down a little bit further. I was thinking if you could not have the tower attack it and the creep wave would then just like stall up here. That'll work. Inflame, he does not care about this dragon form. Keeps triggering it. Top lane, fissure, into the Lycan. Where's that extra control? It's still not there. Maybe it is with the Shadow Fiend on a haste through, man. Look at him go. And Stomp, they also pick up DDC. It's going to be a double. We're going 7-0 against EHOME right now. They're getting slaughtered. We're about to have 8-0. RTK, the lasso will happen. I don't think he wants to be here. He needs to get out of vision. Oh, the Omni Slash into a spin TP out from the Juggernaut. Just, the potential is there and the potential is being utilized. EHOME are losing fight after fight after fight. Falling behind in experience, behind in gold.
Radiant's middle tower is under
The Shadow Fiend's about to pick up his mech. Takes out the creep wave to Lycan's got no friends. And the Juggernaut has himself a 9.5 minute Mask of Madness with a full ring of Aquila and Phase Boots. The Spirit Breaker has his urn, so he's just shy of 1,000 life. He's charging up to the top lane. They really want to also keep this Lycan down. With EHOME dying so much, there's no way that they can go in for Roshan. Like, Lycan can now buy his treads. Brilliant. But without the medallion, they won't really feel like they have enough damage to get into... they won't be able to inflict enough damage into Roshan to get the kill. And if they do find themselves stuck inside the pit, you're up against an ES Fissure, an SF Requiem of Souls, which is level 1, but still, it's something at this point in the game. And you've also got the Global Silence. Curses, last words, all that kind of jazz. Causes you real problems in tight quarters. Not to mention the Fissure can bump you up. Same could the Spirit Breaker do the same thing with the Bash. Perfect timing for the SF to TP in. Guess the denial. Inflame's trying to catch up to him for the Dragon Tail stun, but he's not going to find it. Considering you are up against DK, well, okay, we'll find it, but there's no support. And Shadow Fiend doesn't care about this. He's got bottle charges, which he wants to use anyway. RTK. Defense. Curse you. You can't do that again in 15 seconds time. The Juggernaut will kill him. SF moving up. What do they got? A couple of flying rats. The familiars have arrived. Another tower being denied. That's 2 for 2. And with the stuns on the Spirit Breaker, well, there's no resummon. I think he's losing both of his familiars. And Flame is here with the Invis rune, but both the familiars are already down. Support's coming in from the side. It's Lanham in through the rear. And who are they going to kill? The Shadow Fiend, the Global Silence stops anything more. Lanham's getting bumped around by the SB. So he'll be the first man to die, while Lycan did at least get the ulti form off and got out of range of that Requiem of Souls. He got hit by it, but it's not enough damage to get the kill. Fissure in 1 second. Not required. Totem Stomp is enough. Okay, he's going to throw it anyway. Catches out one. In fact, he helped out by getting the Fissure up to the Visage. It's 11 for 0. Ah, just brutal. It's brutal is what it is. There's not even an opening. The Lycan has to put his tail between his legs and run away.
Dire's top tower is under
And a team that was able to take a game quite convincingly off VG Gaming and now getting destroyed by their second team. It's not so the draft is bad. It's just, it's taking time. The Juggernaut got such momentum from the early 3 deaths of the Bat Rider that he's really difficult to stop. The rotation timings have been pretty much on the money. Observer Ward down by Earthshaker. He'll need to drop the sentry too, but there's no sentry. In fact, they're looking towards Roshan. The stun is coming in. RTK getting cursed and silenced. Secret running a long way into the pit. RTK's going to be fine. A lot of the Firefly, in fact, oh no! Oh, he's got Blink Dagger. He's got Blink Dagger. so he can get himself back down again. Throws the Flame Break, trying to push the Spirit Breaker back up again. They're going to kill him off. Meanwhile, in towards the mid. Who's going to die first? ROTK. This time he'll live.
Face your death.
But the Lion died as well. And their rotations are coming quickly. ROTK blinks. No lasso. He's sure the mana for it. Gets cursed up. So he forced back out while DK. Dragonform still got a little bit more time left in it. The Echo Slam. Trying to do some serious work, but these familiars are tearing him apart. They have to get rid of him. In fact, with the Soul Assumption, the SF's going to drop. And now finally the Lycan comes online. Running after the Silencer. The Global Silence wasn't available before. And the Wolves hot in the tail of the Silencer. Taking up a large amount of the damage. They'll bring down the Earthshaker instead. And finally, EHOME are finding some kills. The charge up. There is another strike available. Is there going to be enough to kill off the Lycan? With the Earn charge it is. Lycan will die right now. A triple kill. In fact, coming in. Maybe even a little bit more as Lion just shuts down the Spirit Breaker. Silencer, the last man left alive. EHOME, some much needed kills. Gonna be good experience, good gold coming their way. They have the advantage back again. And that's just VG.P. Getting caught out. Like, they're not fighting as a full squad. In the lanes, they weren't doing that anyway. In the lanes, they were moving up. There's still a gank train. Be like 3, 4 maximum. But when you get the Earthshaker caught out in such a position, and you still decide to engage into, like, Visage Familiars with Howl bonus damage, and a Dragon Knight that's in ulti form. I know there's no splash. Well, now there is. But before there was no splash on the Dragon. It was a dangerous thing to do, and you had no Global Silence when the fight was on. So with no Global Silence, there's not enough control over EHOME. Yang walks up. Familiars, it's a little bit late.
Dire's middle tower is under
He's a
attack.
little bit more focused on that tier 1 tower. Familiars are hanging around, going to look for this Nile. It'll probably be successful considering they're sitting at their max amount of damage right now. But with the fortification, they've got to get the timing right. Boom! Got him. Loses one of the familiars, however. But denial of the tower for one familiar lost. I'm okay with that. As long as it doesn't lose the other one, they still have one of those stuns to give to the fight. Like it's getting forced out of the jungle. VG.P still know their team fights a little. Whoa! What? Wait, he was on top of him. It's like he's trying to force out something from the SF, but he doesn't have a BKB. He's not going to be forcing that one. Lanham TP's in time. Turns SB around. I'm actually trying to think now if EHOME are going to hit their timings right. Because the BKB is the build from the DK. So he'll be perfectly alright during the fights. He can take through almost all the damage the VG.P can throw. The Lycan are going in for Necrobox. So looking for some push of their own. So didn't buy the medallion. I like this from the Juggernaut. I actually do like this. I'm not a massive fan of a Blink Dagger Juggernaut, even though I can definitely understand the concept behind it. But Shadowblade actually... okay, I'm question marking it. I like the idea of getting in position with a Shadowblade, very similar to the way Miracle likes to play as a Wind Ranger. But the mana costs are just so bad. Okay, there's a silence. Familiar's also getting mopped up. Roshan does go down, and he's out. He's got the Aegis Immortal, the Echo Slam. Where's your control? It's only an ROTK who's still able to get the last two over onto the Earthshaker. Drag him on top of the cliff. No way to get down. He has to TP himself out of here. ROTK will drop. The Lycan also with his Aegis, the Immortal pop. So even though Roshan was taken, it wasn't a very clean fight for EHOME at all. Right, let's just have a look back at it. Yeah, so Lycan and the Bat Ride are both going down. Suppose they at least deny the advantage to VG.P. But that's not enough for EHOME. They'll need to push more. They kept the Lycan alive after he got Roshan. That outclass as the big thing. Because it's meaning he can get his second level Necro book now. And add a lot of pressure to the bottom tower. Which won't be contested.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Must be fortified, that's the only way to stop it. Oh,
Radiant's bottom tower
didn't
is
see
under
that one
attack.
coming. Probably should have, considering it was just sitting inside the jungle. With the Mask of Mana turned on, that Finger of Death is basically death. SP to charge away.
Radiant's bottom
So they hold their tier 2 tower in mid. The bottom tier 1 tower drops the Lycan. Will now buy a TP scroll and join the rest of his teammates. Or potentially he can just stay inside the Radiant jungle and keep farming up. Let his teammates do their own thing. Actually, it looks like he's moving over for the Ancients. But Juggernaut's death is now going to go into that SMY. Now, but if you look at the mana pool required for the Juggernaut to use all of his abilities, 442. This already means he cannot use all 3 of his abilities. Because there's just not enough of a mana pool. And the Shadow Blade also requires 75 mana. The Mask of Mana is 25. So you burn 100 mana just using these 2. I don't know how this is meant to be sustainable for the Juggernaut. And the only way this really works, and it's why the Blink Dagger does work better, is because it doesn't cost any mana. As this agility-based hero with a mana pool as poor as his is, it doesn't always work. But these situations, oh, this is Sentry Ward. The charge is coming in. He just goes to the Omni Slash. DDC though, he's got 4 points up with the Gravekeeper's Cloak. So it takes the entire ultimate of the Juggernaut to find the kill. But you've just used your Omni Slash to kill off a Visage, which means you don't have it for this fight. Lycan, Ultiform, Necro units, in they run. Dragon Tail Stun over on top of the Earthshaker. The silence is there, but the Earthshaker's just getting mopped up. The Shadow Fiend as well. No, they're moving up to different targets. The Juggernaut's got no mana. Okay, Lycan, pick a target. He's spending most of his time getting fitness. Put a pedometer on this Lycan, he'll be looking great. Inflame will finally get the kill. Secret though, he's going to get a big one in return. That's the Lycan. The Flame Break, trying to push it back. The Lycan's already dead. The Wolves and Familiars are on his tail. But with more support back from the Juggernaut, the only option is for EHOME to back out. It wasn't from any buybacks, it was just... Alright, I saw Lycan, so he started here. That's when he popped his ulti. He ran down to be involved in the kill with the Earthshaker. He then ran back up to try and be involved with the kill for the Juggernaut, but he was getting away. So then he walked back over again to try and be involved in another kill, and then ran back down again to then be involved in another one. Then realized he had to go back up again to then escape from the charging in Spirit Breaker. You can understand during all this travel time, not a hell of a lot was really achieved. But that's just the decision making of the team. Who's the primary focus here? And VG.P, it's kind of a weird thing as well. Like, EHOME are probably going to get used to playing up against a very structured kind of team. But when you got a team fighting from 3 different angles, and you're not the ones that's getting the instant jump in, like ROTK with his Firefly, he's not actually going to go in for this at all. Probably fearful of global silence, but it's still on cooldown. Maybe he's worried about the Spirit Breaker instead. Speaking of which, he's charging in with his fresh Shadow Blade. No, he's going to cancel. He was charging DDC. Seeing that it's falling back into the dark jungle, there's no point to keep that charge going any further. Now they have a reason. ROTK. He blinks up. What are you doing here, ROTK? Juggernaut turns on his Shadow Blade, running through the fire. He really wants to kill. With the charge, they keep the vision on ROTK. Omni Slash doesn't need to be used for this one. Maybe now they do. With Inflame coming into the engagement, the SF takes care of... Okay, he doesn't take care of either of the Familiars. What's flying in for him? Full Manta? Nice. Dog's also arriving. Well, they can't kill either of these Familiars again. But the SB is going to begin his charge. Dragon Eye still got a large portion of this ultimate left. They won't want to jump in on him just yet. With the BKB plus the Sange, they can't kill Inflame. Not unless they have at least 3 heroes. And have him isolated with 3 heroes. If he has friends, you're going to need all 5. It's just the nature of the Dragon Knight. Such a tanky kind of guy. Same thing for the Lycan if he gets his shapeshift form off.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Very
attack.
difficult hero to kill with just 2 or 3, unless isolated. Because the Shadow Fiend's not finding his damage. He's got the mana style, and of course his damage is up at now with 36 souls. And when he's in range of wait. What was that one in range of? Goes up and down by 20 of his damage. Either way, it's 200 damage. That's what he's able to get with every attack. So there's no problem with that. Oh, it's his treads he's switching. That's what it is. I'm just like, I'm checking for auras. I really am sleep deprived. There's that charge coming. Secret heading south. Looking for ROTK again. ROTK, oh, the timing.
Is under attack.
Oh, we just turned the Spirit Breaker
Dire's
around.
structures are fortified.
Now he's the one getting the mileage. Running through Ancients. Cancels this charge.
Dire's middle tower has been
So they've already
destroyed.
taken out the tier 2 tower. They got their objective they were searching for. And charge is about to come off cooldown anyway. As the global silence. Who are they looking for? No one. Like, there was no jump in. The global silence gets wasted. EHOME have an opportunity now. So you have a Spirit Breaker with really low mana. In fact, we're back into the situation again where you're incapable of using all of your abilities during a fight. Juggernaut's position hasn't changed. Like, he's up to 560 as far as his mana pool. I suppose. Hang on. Let's just 375, 385. No, he's still shot. No, 485. Yeah, he's still shot. So there's no way for them to use everything they've got. Still love how the fact that ROTK is more useful to EHOME than the Spirit Breaker is to VG.P. And an ROTK still managed to die 6 times. So, EHOME. 5-man group up. Looks like they won a tower. And the tier 2 tower has the name written all over it. It's already pretty low. Now, fortification could slow this down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But do they really want to use their fortify now? Because EHOME haven't triggered the necro units. And VG.P won't.
Radiant's
Without the
bottom
necro units
tower
being
has
triggered,
fallen.
EHOME, if they want to, they could go high. And that's probably also the other reason why Shadow Fiend's already down here on the bot lane. But EHOME won't take the
Dire's
risk
top
while
tower
Roshan's
is
got a
under
potential
attack.
spawn time. Might almost be worth having the courier over that because it's almost a full 3 minutes of the potential spawn
Dire's
time.
top tower is under attack.
Okay, so now the Juggernaut's looking a little bit better. With a full mana style done,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
it's looking a hell of a lot better as far as his mana pool. So he can use his abilities. Then again, mana style costs 165. Actually, no, he can't. He still can't use everything. He just has to bypass the healing ward. Charge coming for ROTK. Secret not giving up this time. Lycan going to trigger the ulti form. He's coming up, and ROTK, oh, this is a secondary bash coming in from Secret. Lycan's in a lot of trouble. Oh my. Juggernaut just bounced up, turned on the Omni Slash. They took out the creeps pretty quickly. So the rest of it just went directly into ZYF as well as into ROTK. This Juggernaut's 10-2-2. They come to check for Roshan. Like, how is he not up yet? It's 2 minutes and 10 seconds into it. We see the Wolves keel over. And what, they're going to wait? They got 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to wait. DK's moving down. And we got sentries or gems? No, just Ghost Scepters and a couple of mana styles. Well, they do have an opening. And that's Lanham. Lanham with a sentry ward. So how did he see me? How did he see me? He was de-warding, or he was starting to de-ward that cliffside. Hence, sees you. He didn't have another strike anyway. Would have been heavily reliant on the rest of his teammates coming in and doing the damage. Alright, so now that Roshan's up and VG.P missed their timing, purely not their fault, it's Dota's fault, EHOME will now come in and take Roshan. The Juggernaut Illusion's trying to go for it, but with the Breathe Fire coming out of the pit, they know that they're in doing Roshan, but you still have no Global Silence. They're not going to make the same mistake as last time. With no Global Silence, you do not want to be fighting up against this EHOME lineup. Yes, they have BKBs on, well, only one BKB, sorry, on the Dragon Knight. But the Lycan's rapidly approaching his. How's the Batrider looking? For that 0-7 RTK. We have a Malcolm Ward contender right here, by the way. Big Malcolm Ward contender. Except that was a support here that did it. This time around, the RTK is doing it as the number 3 position. Not the number 5. As long as he doesn't find any kills, it's possible. The Lycan and the DK can do a hell of a lot of work. And now with that Heaven's Halberd, Shadow Fiend has already picked up the BKB plus the Mana Style, so he's not going to be controlling him. It's the Juggernaut, who's not going in for any kind of BKB. Why would you when you also have immunity? You could just go for something more like the Skadi. He's got a Mana Style, so like disarming him is not going to be the easiest thing. Oh, they found an opening. It's RTK trying to go for Secret. But the rest of the team is moving up. And EHOME is picking it out, saying, yo, RTK, get the hell out of dodge. And Flame's being charged. Spirit Breaker's on his way in. DDC, where are these familiars? The BKB up from the Dragon Knight, but the Omni Slash, most of it, all of it, onto the Dragon Knight. And Yang, oh, he started the ulti. Lanham's going to stop him with that Hex. But BKB Manta, now you're not going to stop the ulti. They have to back themselves out of here. Dragon Knight now trying to show who's got the bigger wingspan. Chasing after Secret. With the vision with the gem, they've caught out these 2 Shadowblade heroes, at least one of them for now. RTK trying to keep up with that SF. The Fissure will keep him back, however. So the Spirit Breaker will drop. And what do you really lose here? The Spirit Breaker kills off the DK, and Visage kills off the Spirit Breaker. That's your trade-off right now. But there was the buyback coming out from the DK. So gold was lost. Heavy gold was lost. 844 in total. That's the death plus the buyback. So EHOME, after being such a long way down, not a single kill in the first, what, 10, 15 minutes? It was all going the way of VG.P. To be back at this point, they're not great, obviously, as you can see, for the golden experience crop, but I don't think that really matters at the moment. The timing for EHOME is all about win one fight and then push. And Lycan is capable of doing that. He'll probably have to use still, at this point, the Necro units in the fights. So as the game goes on, it's better for EHOME because the death times become longer. You're not going to get, like, the Necro units are still a 95-second cooldown. They last for 40 seconds. So you still got that 55-second window where you have to wait for them to come. But a 55-second window is perfectly alright. Because you get later into this game, the Shadow Fiend's going to be dead for longer than 55 seconds. Same for the Juggernaut. So there's no problems there. And this damn rat. Flying rats, all they're doing, pushing. Go west.
Haste.
And what do you really want to do about this as VG.P? You can't send an Earthshaker. You definitely can't send a Silencer. Because they'll just end up dying. The Howl turns on. The Familiars just tag team themselves with the drops and the attacks. All they need is a large amount of damage, and they can produce that themselves. So there's your drops. And the Howls are also gone off. So these Familiars will hit like a truck. Plus 118 damage. They move to the trees. They're up against melee heroes, so potentially they could have fought. And without the drop, they're not going to take the chance. The second you do that, then Visage, well, he has a resummon available. But he'll prefer to have that when he finishes up his Aghanim Scepter. And DDC is now 1,500 gold away from having that Aghanim Scepter. Which means in the meantime, the Familiars are a split pushing force. And that's what they are. They're already coming back over to that creep wave. Too easy to find that farm for DDC. Because they're giving it to him. Well, to start with, they gave it to him in the jungle. And then the Batright RTK needed to come in and finish up his BKB. So he won't have it there. But as long as DDC can micro, even minutely, then he's going to be getting a lot of farm on that bottom lane. Not the levels for it, but that's not really the point. He's looking for the pressure to be applied. The heroes from VG.P to be pulled to the bottom lane. And that allows EHOME to continue to farm up inside their own jungle. They hit the next point for the items. What do we got from Lycan? It's, wait, what is that? Is that just the oak? We got a Bella Giant Strength. What is he? What are we looking at here? Ah, Basher. What am I talking about? Yeah. Brain. Because I'm like, we've got Necro already. He doesn't need a halberd. So he's not going to be building that one, considering also you got one over on the Dragon Knight. So that made no sense. Brain catches up to thought process. Yeah. So it's a Basher, obviously. Stupid not to think it was. Juggernaut. Sky to be completed on him, so life points through the roof. A lot better for his mana pool now. He can use everything he's got. And continue to fight.
Gold for me.
And double blinks. Lion and Earthshaker reaching their blink daggers at the same time. Maybe a little bit bigger for the Earthshaker because he can turn a team fight around. Good for a Lion when you're looking to make him the initiator. But really, that's still meant to fall into the hands of RTK. With this BKB, there's almost no excuse for him to be able to get on top of one of these core heroes and drag him back. Now, the only excuse you could potentially have is if you get Nether Striked. That would basically be it. At all other times, you should be able to get in range. And Yang's not really looking at high amount of DPS yet either. Still been sitting on this BKB as well as Mana Style for a while. Sure, he's got 3.2k gold inside of his bank account, but that's not going to mean much unless you can use the gold. And while the gold just sits there, the only thing it's worth is buyback money. These familiars again. Like VG.P, they really want to try and push in through top. But the pressure, which is coming in through bottom, might force them into a trade situation here. I think that actually the familiars have to be resummoned again by DDC. He's so close, doesn't want to have to do it. Fortification, here's your jump. RTK, even the courier's flying in the middle of this one. It's going to be mopped up by the Lycan, who takes it out first before they even get any kind of heroes. They lose their line on the back ends, but the global silence, the BKBs are still in the fight, but the Lycan, he's getting munched up by the Shadow Fiend. There's your Echo Slam. Beautiful positioning. Juggernaut's not looking too healthy, however. This Dragon Knight is just tanking up Secret, charging himself back in again. The Fissure, they want this kill over an RTK. The Fissure well off target. And DDC sitting in the back lines. He's able to claim one of them. The Batrider claims the third. And who else is there? Secret's run off to the side where he'll now TP out. And the Juggernaut is capable of surviving. He also holds the gem for the team. But EHOME, they lose the Lycan, sure. But Shadow Fiend committed a hell of a lot to make sure he went down. And the Juggernaut was just very lucky to stay alive through all of this. For a guy with 18 armor and 2300 life, yeah. Having a rough fight like that is not a great thing. The bottom lane was also pushed in. The tier 3 tower's taken little to no damage. So not much of a problem there. The familiars were pulled back before. And this is what the situation which DDC was hoping to avoid. 83 seconds until he can summon his familiars. And he lost them on... he still got the two of them. He just can't resummon the upgraded familiars. So the Juggernaut Illusion's able to scan out the fact that Roshan is up. VG.P. I'm not quite sure if they really want to fight this. You got 30 seconds until Global Silence is off cooldown. The Shadow Fiend is pretty damn close to having his full Skadi. And you should be able to pick this one up if the Courier... Well, oh yeah, the Courier's already dead. So yeah, no, he's not getting his full Skadi. Courier died delivering the wards. But that would have really helped him out for this fight. But your BKBs are off cooldown. You do have Omni Slash available. The haste rune, attempted grab from Juggernaut, denied out by ZYF. Our Lycan player for EHOME. And the Familiars are again trying to make VG.P look behind themselves. As they just keep that pressure on top. And VG.P are going to force a resummon. 8 seconds until he wants to do it anyway. So it's no problem. These birds just keep beating into the tier 2 tower. Again, look behind him. Bat Rider, BKB, jump in. Who's he get? The Global Silence will be there. But the Lasso still controlling the Juggernaut. So there's no Omni Slash yet. But HaruTK, he's in so deep. The Meg Charge keeps him alive. As this Dragon Knight getting bumped back. There's your Echo Slam again. HaruTK surviving on 40 life points. The bash back again. The Curse of the Silence. The BKBs have worn off. The Lycan's going to pop out here. The Dragon Knight as well, not looking too healthy. The blink away from HaruTK. The only thing you can do to try and stay alive here is a double kill to the Silencer. Stealing now 20 points of intelligence overall. They're searching for some kind of counter kill, but with the creep wave pushing in, you got 2 big cores down. You either take Roshan or you take the tier 2 tower. You could potentially go for both because the Dragon Knight's well, dead for so long. Familiars will cause a couple problems around the pit. If Shadow Fiend had a little bit more damage up his sleeve, then maybe this would be a problem. He's going to drop his TP scroll. So the Aegis Immortal's going to come in. What do the Familiars do? Aegis picked up. And Familiars get taken out. They literally just stood on top. Charge, RTK, nice flame break. Pushing Secret back down again. Juggernaut just wants to run after anyone he can find. Turns on the Mask of Manus. They want the tower more than anything else. DK is still dead for 30 seconds. Everyone's coming back again. When DK gets back up again, Silence of Global Silence will almost be back. That doesn't mean it's not here for this push. But I don't think VG.P really care about that. Like same with Omni Slash, like it's not up yet, but they got enough physical DPS they can force the issue. The Chiefs was also picked up by the Shadow Fiend, so it wasn't denied. Good drag back. And Spirit Breaker is dead. The tier 3 tower's not killed off either. Next time they push, there's going to be fortification. Just being annoyed by the Skadi illusions, not by the Skadi itself on these illusions, obviously. The Spirit Breaker getting dragged back by ROTK relieves the pressure a little bit. But EHOME's running out of time in this game. Now they keep finding openings where they can start to bring it back, and then VG.P take a huge fight over them. And gives more and more power to these heroes. Juggernaut's about to finish up a full Monkey King bar as well. And with the Basher being the build for the Lycan, not a Monkey King bar, Butterfly, sorry. With the Basher being the build for the Lycan, he needs to still then build into a Monkey King bar. I'm wondering if that is in fact a Butterfly coming in for the Juggernaut. He's going to steal the goodbye, Shadow Blades. Yeah, there is no point to it anymore. They haven't been able to kill off RTK, so he never dropped this gem. So it makes more sense to have the Blink Dagger. It's just not efficient with the way SSS has had to build this Juggernaut. It's up to 5.2k now. When the Aegis Immortal times out, oh, that's a nice little thing to steal. A double damage with a blind blink.
Double damage.
And you kill a Lycan. But they don't have any vision of that. EHOME don't have any vision of that either being picked up. And when they smoke move like this, the line's been drawn to go in, but with everyone missing on the map, EHOME have to realize something is up, and they're running all the way back into their base. The only person who's out a little bit too far is Inflame. Blink, Echo Slam, Control. Look at that double damage going to work. With the Global Silence, Omni Slash. Lamb's going to get carved apart. DDC as well. I think that's game. They're down for too long. Where are your buybacks? They don't exist. Batrunner's the only one with it. The split push won't work. They're about to get double racks. ROTK getting shredded. The double damage couldn't have come at a better time. With no vision to scout the smoke, EHOME get carved in twine. And there it is. It's a double raxing. They could move fast enough to get a triple rax. All they want is the melees. Don't care about the ranges. Well, they're there, may as well. The illusions take care of that. And on bottom lane, you got Familiars pushing, but that's not enough. Still a 36-second window. And you have the Aegis to the Immortal. SB charging. They got ROTK. No Nether Strike. Lycan into the ulti form. That melee Rex isn't down just yet, but there's your jump, there's your lasso. The SF Requiem almost, well, it did obliterate the ROTK's life points. As Aegis will finally trigger. Still don't have that DK alive again. 10 seconds until he's here. Now the top racks, they get through the melee. Almost. One more attack. There it is from Yang. And ROTK getting ripped apart by this Juggernaut. He wants to chase him into the tree line. He's going to. The Flame Ray pushes him back. 3 hits with the Skadi. It's possible to do so. And Juggernaut back into the engagement. Goes for DDC. Charge on the way from the Spirit Breaker. Yang will finally drop. But the top racks is gone. The mid racks range 1. The Earthshakers try and finish the job so they have Mega Creeps. EHOME are in a horrendous position. The blink away by the ES. He's out to safety. 74 HP left, and there it is. GG called out by ROTK. 44 minutes it will take. The hopes are gone. But game number 2 will be up in a moment. And our final game of the night for the D2CL. Will there be a celebration, a toastivor of Raz? Coming the way of 15% of the Dota 2 Lounge community, of course, who are also a sponsor here of the D2CL, or a supporter of the D2CL. Or will it be EHOME saving Raz for their fans? Because right now, it's not looking good after game number 1. ROTK had possibly the worst game of his life, almost. Went 2-9, but it was the first 3 kills that gave the Juggernaut all the momentum in the world, going 14-7. That's where your damage came out from this VG Gaming potential lineup. So stay tuned, we'll be back. Our final game of the night for the D2CL will begin after this break.